Hi, it's Kimberley, the founder of the Infinite Spark Collective. It's official. I'm in the Work BC and YMCA. They're, they do this program in conjunction with each other. Self-employment program. I start Monday. I'm not going to be skipping doing readings. I'll do them at night like I always do, the day before the reading is supposed to come out. So if you saw the shorts video, you know we're technically working with two decks, maybe three, depending on what cards come up. So, Twin Flame Ascension, um, it's a path of self actualization, which is why this, and I actually found a couple of other decks going through all my decks that are really going to be great for this. Um, a lot of my decks are interchangeable with different readings, so you may see me incorporate other ones, but um, because of the path of self actualization, we're going to focus on this one. I've got other ones that I guess you could say are more soulmate related, and I may go back and forth between twin flame readings and soulmate readings every week. Or as I develop more content, um, I may do one of each. So we could just call this the collective bridge for twin flames. And then I can think of some other name for the soulmate readings. Might just call it a soulmate reading. I don't know. And then we're going to pull one card from the Awakened Path. And if we need clarification, you've seen these cards before, you know they're double-sided. They're like shadow and light, like cards, dark shadow, golden shadow. So I don't know if we'll need this one for sure. Depends what comes up. So I hope you're having a wonderful Friday so far. All I know is I've already got homework for this thing already. So I'm going to sneak ahead since I can get in. I'm going to get the homework done. And that way I can maybe spend some time on Monday doing other things after my Zoom call because I have this sort of homework I have to do beforehand. And I'm just talking while I'm shuffling because, there's nothing worse than silence. Oh, and yeah, it's really warm today. So I'm doing everything I can to keep the hair out of my face when I go to sleep because there's nothing that disturbs me more than being woken up because something's tickling my face. Turns out it's my hair, but that's okay. Okay. Universe, what does the collective need to know? The ones that are twin flames, especially twin flames in separation. Though the ascension path continues if you're in union or not, doesn't matter. Because the process of self actualization is just that. It doesn't even matter if you're a twin flame or not, or if you're in union, but most especially self actualization, self realization is absolutely key, especially if you're the divine feminine, because the divine feminine does all the inner work. And I'm going to explain it to you the way my coach did to me. Just give me a second. It's the divine feminine's role, one that you both agreed on before this lifetime, before incarnation. Twin flames choose the roles they'll play. The feminine often agrees to do the energetic lifting. She activates the connection, she holds the light, she clears the karmic debris. And I don't necessarily mean with shadow work and stuff like that, there's other ways, right? And stabilizes the vibration of union within herself. Now, as I have said to you many times, divine feminine and divine masculine are energies we carry both within ourselves, the anima and the animus. It is not gender based, okay? But the divine feminine is the light, flowy, spiritual, more intuitive, more in touch with her soul and her higher self. And you could essentially be doing things on multiple dimensions at multiple times. Doesn't matter if you're male or female, that's just how you work. But I would say 99.9% of the divine feminines that I know tend to identify as female in the physical gender. That's because it's what we're conditioned, right? To be soft, to be light, to be flowy, right? And the divine masculine, in a sense, he only has one thing. They're all about the matrix, and they're all about doing the other work. So let me just read this again, okay? Before incarnation, twin flames choose the roles they'll play. The feminine often agrees to do the energetic lifting. That's all the energy work, the affirmations, the manifesting, the meditations, the raising the vibration for herself and for the union. She activates the connection, holds the light, clears the karmic debris within herself of her own karma and between the karma of the past, between the two of the pair. Okay? And stabilizes the vibration of union within herself. That's why a lot of times, and I can say this, a lot of times you feel like you're doing it by yourself. Because on the soul level, you as the divine feminine chose to go first, even if you incarnated together, okay? Meanwhile, the masculine agrees to walk the physical path. His part of the contract is action-based, leaving the karmic partner, rebuilding his life, getting out of the karmic toxic loops of running, whether it's substance abuse, karmic relationships, karmic cycles, um, the things that keep him apart from his higher self and his soul, right? Reclaiming his truth and making the moves that bring union into 3D. And that's why a lot of times, and I don't like using this terminology anymore because I don't identify with it, but it's commonplace in the twin flame community. That's why the chaser tends to be the divine feminine. You already know, I've told you what you do. And the runner tends to be the divine masculine. Okay? And he does what he does. That can be reversed. I actually know that twin flame guides, Julia and Kai, or Steph as he's actually really named. He chose Kai as a spiritual name, but she was the runner. He was the more spiritual, so he was definitely in his divine feminine, right? But because the divine feminine lays the foundation energetically, the divine masculine starts to move through the physical part of the contract, the awakening, the breaking down, the reckoning, okay? And I have had to learn, especially in the last few days, more like in the last 3 months, actually, because he's going through so much, and I know because we're roommates, and my coach, Liz Henderson, has given me such insight. He's going through this, and I can't pay attention to this now. You already heard me say I'm in this program now, and I'm like, I ain't got time for that. I love him, but I ain't got time for messing around with worrying about, is he awakening? Is he healing? Is he doing his share of the work? Right? And the one thing you can't forget is the divine masculine walks into the field you build, which comes from sovereignty, quiet sovereignty. And in the community, for my channel here on YouTube, I posted something about that last week. Okay? Just remember what I've said. So now let's have a look at these cards. And here I am at 10 minutes in. Okay, we're doing okay. I tried to make that as quick as possible. So we're gonna. Uh-huh. Okay. Because this deck is so vast and so divided, I actually have to go searching for the meaning because there's several cards that are numbered this, like they're all numbered the same way. They just have different it's kind of part of the different suits. So just let me find it first. Here it is, and this is in the suit called Aqua, 11 Steps in the Take Me Home Ascension Path. This could not be any more key right now to everything I just friggin' told you, okay? Now, let me explain the numbers because they explain the numbers, okay? 6 to 6 is integration in this suit. Alignment with your inner masculine. Now, I told you, we have both masculine and feminine within us. This card is multi-dimensional healing. Now, what did I tell you? The divine feminine can be in multi-dimensions at the same time, doing all different kinds of things, okay? This couldn't be any more fitting because I'm reading this going, this is exactly what I'm talking about, and this is things I'm going to teach you. Sure, all these other cards will relate and be relevant, but for this moment, as I launch my business and create my programs under the heading of Advanced Sovereignty, Hopelessness to Sovereignty, this kind of stuff I'm going to be talking about, and so much other stuff. Sorry, the heat has my brain a little fried today. Your path is directing you deeper internally so that you can integrate the multidimensional layers of yourself. This process helps you cultivate inner balance while expanding your higher dimensional realms. This card indicates you are actually assimilating fragments of information and wisdom from your soul to help you go forward. Don't rush the process. The revelations, excuse me, nervous system release. The revelations that you uncover will help you discover the depths of who you truly are so that you can integrate with the highest version of yourself. Reframe old patterns into opportunities to do things a new way. Honoring with whatever arises with love and compassion will transmute dense karmic debris. As you continue to adjust your behavior, it takes time to change patterns, so set the intention to keep moving along your personal path. As you progress, be mindful of your feelings and be patient with yourself. Remember that you are processing many layers in multiple dimensions and timelines all at the same time. This conscious self is not aware of what's going on in the other upteen million timelines you might be living right now, or other dimensions you're living right now. I'll get to that in a second about how you can kind of tell. So let me redo that sentence again. Remember that you're processing many layers in multiple dimensions and timelines, making it necessary to integrate self-awareness, which will provide aha moments. Pay attention to these signs as they indicate the bigger picture being revealed. Nervous system release. See, whenever you yawn or um, you just there's various things like you get shivers or tingles or certain things. There's certain things your nervous system will send you to release. Some of the other things that you can tell that you're going through multi-dimensional healings, you're going to have dreams, past life dreams. You're going to be tired. You're going to be tired not from lack of sleep, because most people can function with less sleep. I'm not talking like no sleep. You need sleep, but most average people can function on less than normal sleep. Not every day, but occasionally. I know, I do it. But you'll be that kind of tired where, excuse me, right there, nervous system release. Coughing because it's coming from the throat chakra and the higher heart. Speaking my truth here. It's getting me to speak my truth. In the last 3 months, since my coach has told me what my twin is going through internally, sometimes externally, because I can see it because of his inner turmoil, it shows up in his behaviors, in his words, in his avoiding me, or him being anxious around me, or him diving right in and talking to me about anything and everything and paying attention to me and all that, right? But you'll be tired, like bone tired. Like, I don't necessarily mean physical pain, although physical pain, yes, can also mean multi-dimensional healing because it has to do with karmic debris, right? But you'll be so achingly tired that even a nap won't fix it. Okay? So how do you process through that? First of all, don't beat yourself up. Don't force yourself. If you're able to rest, and resting doesn't necessarily mean sleeping, it just could mean lying down, relaxing. It could mean going to take a nice long bath and just chilling out to some music with, candles and essential oils and, all that. Or it could mean, you actually need a nap or you need to sleep longer. If you're able to do that, gosh knows I've done it, right? You wake up thinking, oh, great, I had a great sleep. And then the next thing you know, a couple minutes later, after you've gotten up and kind of moved around, you're kind of like, you know what, I'm going back to bed, right? Thank goodness I don't have that bone aching pain that I used to, because I do have hip arthritis, right? So I'm treating that, so I'm not having the bone aching pain like I normally do. But there are times when I have body aches and things like that, so I know something's going on at that point, right? One thing that's been really helpful, and this is not a product placement, promotion, or anything, but this stuff has helped me so much. Muscle and joint pain, swelling. It's arnica. It's just little tablets that you put under your tongue. And it says to only take a certain dosage, but I'll tell you, when I was really suffering there for a while, I would go through a whole pack of these, like one of these in a day, right? Plus be taking like aspirin, using creams, whatever, but now it's not as bad. Partly because of other things that I use, right? Other supplements, right? But there's other things. So dreams, you'll have dreams about, current things and stuff. It's your mind trying to work stuff out. They're not necessarily prophetic dreams. I used to say, oh, yes, they are. No, I realize now it's my subconscious just trying to point me in the direction of what it was saying about myself, right? Doesn't mean I don't have prophetic dreams, because I have, right? But you'll have deja vu moments. You'll have um, like sudden insight, just like you'll be reading something or watching TV or streaming or whatever, and something will come up and it'll go like a light bulb off in your head, going, I know what that means. Like, what I mean is like something you've never heard before or read before or whatever, and you're like, that is familiar. And it's because you've experienced it in another lifetime, in another dimension. You're already going through it or have gone through it, right? Um, I'm going to be, now that I'm officially in the self-employment program, um, over the next few weeks, I um, I have a Reiki program I'm going to study, and I'm going to become a Reiki healer. I already have natural healing abilities. I just want to hone my skills and be able to use them in a more channeled way. So now we're going to do a card from the Awakened Path Tarot, and just see if anything comes up related to that card. The Integration Multidimensional Healing card. And to me, Reiki is multidimensional healing, because you're not just using energy to heal the chakras and the meridians and the energy field, but also it can help the physical body because of that, right? So I chose three. Something told me to choose three. Eight of Cups, walking away, letting it go, leaving behind. This does not mean your twin flame, okay? You're not leaving them behind. You're not breaking off the connection. You can't cut cords with your twin flame anyway. What you're leaving behind is all the crap, okay? It's telling you, my guys are going, tell them, tell them, tell them, time to learn to integrate your shadow. I'm going to teach you that, okay? But I can't teach you everything all at once, okay? So it behooves me to tell you that I'm going to teach you stuff. But in the meantime, if you're not familiar with shadow work, I'm going to recommend this again. Rohit Sahu is the author. Shadow Work for Beginners. He covers the dark and the golden shadow. He used to have a journal, but what I would do is, if you're interested in a journal, while you're reading the book, I would not necessarily rely on current published shadow work journals, because they only tend to cover the dark shadow. They don't cover the golden shadow. The only one I will recommend is called the Soul Work Journal on Project 369. I made a link somewhere in the community post, somewhere in there, that I've been running this channel. That's the only one I will recommend. What I will recommend is you read the book first. Shadow Work for Beginners, Rohit Sahu. I believe I got it on Google Play. I don't know if you can get a paperback version. I would presume so. Check Amazon, but I got mine on Google Play. what I would suggest is read it first, make notes, go to Project 369, and if you're on Shop, or if you use Shopify, you can, and you have the Shop app, you can go to Project 369 and buy it right from there. You can get it in ebook form or hard copy form, paperback, right? Um, I personally would get the ebook version because you most likely are not just going to go through it once and go, okay, done, I've integrated. No, you may want to keep copies just like you keep any journal, right? So this is not walking away from your twin flame. You can't. What you can walk away from is their 3D bullshit, okay? And turn back towards yourself. Letting go in the sense of surrendering. They do what they do. They are how they are in 3D. The 5D, you're still connected and everything. Don't go reaching for that. Don't push for telepathic connection, whatever. This is about you right now, okay? Ace of Wands, creativity, passion, new initiative, inspiration. I'm hoping that I've just given you some, okay? Because as much as I'm a coach, I'm here to lead you to help yourself. I'm not doing the work for you. I can give you suggestions, I can give you teaching, I can do all of that. You're the one who has to be willing to do the work. So as I said, I am going to teach you about shadow work and all that. It's going to come out in most of my ebooks in some form or another. Okay, what I'm going to do is once my ebooks are finished, I'm going to turn them into courses, which will end up on my With Me platform. With Me is like School, Kajabi, Thinkific, all that kind of all-in-one. It's like an all-in-one creator hub, and there'll be links when I get doing videos on YouTube when I launch the platform. There's going to be so much stuff there. You'll be able to buy my ebooks. You'll be able to purchase readings and stuff like that from me. You'll be able to purchase email coaching, because I'm going to do email coaching first while I'm building my business, and then I'll start doing Zoom calls as I build my business. Or what might happen is I'll do email coaching individually, and I'll do group coaching on video. I'll create videos, upload them, you can watch them, or we can do lives. I might do both. I haven't got there yet. Now this is your twin flame. Assertive and impatient, direct and daring, ambitious and motivated, okay? What did I tell you? They're all about the physical, the matrix world. I see conflict here, okay? Right now, their day is focused on all 3D stuff. Work, hobbies, friends, stuff like that. Distracting themselves from their inner self. At least with the first one, the assertive and impatient. The other three, to me, what that represents is these are things they don't know how to be yet without hurting people, okay? Or even hurting themselves, especially the direct and daring. Because direct can be harsh. Goodness knows I have dealt with that from him myself, from mine. And I had to look at that direct and daring. Direct and daring, assertive and impatient mean to me is projecting their own wounds onto you, onto others, okay? Ambitious and motivated, yeah, that's all about their work, their hobbies, their whatever, okay? But it also tells me, and this is why I love these cards, is because I can tap into my inner self and my guides and everything and give you so many interpretations for that, right? But to me, the ambitious and motivated, they're stuck. They're stuck in that, right? They're stuck in that because they themselves cannot get in touch with their higher self right now. It's not that they don't want to. They haven't had their tower moments yet. And you have to step back and you have to friggin' let them have it. Not thinking cruelly about it. Nothing like that. It's you have to spend more time on your development of yourself, your self-actualization, your self-realization, inner union, aka Hieros Gamos, which is a balance of physical wellness, mental wellness, emotional wellness, and emotional balance and mental balance, and spiritual wellness and spiritual connection. And when you build your temple like that, because I'm going to teach you this too, when you build your temple like that, you truly end up knowing not only who you are as human, but you know yourself as a soul. And you can watch your soul's growth, right? And you can keep yourself balanced and you can find your purpose, find your meaning, find the reason you're here to serve the world, or at least your little corner of it. Okay? Do I really think we need this one right now? I did say shadow work, right? So it's not so much clarifying, but let's just see what the universe. This is what I'm going to do because it's there's meanings on both ends of the cards. The way I'm going to look at it is one is for you, one is for your twin flame. Take whichever resonates for you. Okay, this is for you. Doesn't mean union. You see this woman walking the path down to the ocean? You see she's by herself. Doesn't mean she's lonely, but you see she's by herself. Okay? This is finding forever. Your path holds infinite possibilities if you dare. And what have I been talking about the whole reading, right? Your inner work, your balance between your four columns of your inner union temple, which is really, when you have those four things, you're sovereign. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can be messy. Damn knows mine is. Okay? But I'm doing the best I can, right? Are you willing to challenge yourself? To walk the path of infinite possibilities? How about, since we can't name the infinite possibilities, why don't you take your journal out this weekend and challenge yourself that as you build your temple of sovereignty and you move from hopelessness to being your sovereign self, okay, with the balance between the masculine and the feminine within you, what is possible for you? I'm not saying specific things, but what would you want to be able to create when you become self-actualized, when you become balanced within the temple of yourself? And this is about you. Don't talk about your twin flame in this journal entry that I'm asking you to do. Don't talk about other people. This is about you. Doesn't mean you're going to be alone, but this is about you creating you. Okay? And the other one is fate's crossroads. In a weave of chance and choices, find the path to lasting legacies. Now you can interpret that however you want, but remember I said one is for you, one is for your twin flame, okay? To me, I'm not saying what I just said to you before about let them have their tower moments, let them have their breakthroughs, okay? To me, fate's crossroads is as you pull back into your creating your sovereign, holy, into your sovereign self, creating your holy, balanced self, where through that you find your purpose, you find your meaning, the reason for you being here. Okay? Fate will take a turn. And you won't be standing at the crossroads. Your twin flame will. Because fate doesn't mean things just fall into your lap. Fate means choices. Fate also tends to mean challenges. Fate, destiny, call it whatever you want. You know, but with everything that I've said, that tells me 100% that as you pull back into yourself, you, by doing that, will allow them to stand at fate's crossroads and face whatever tower moment or tower moments, hit the wall, whatever that they need to. Now, it doesn't mean they're going to come running to you and confess and all that. You have to listen to me and not give any explanations, okay? Or not expect any specific results. Detach from the outcome. I know you hear that all the time, but you're going to be so busy working on you and your life, not just the internal stuff, not just the emotional stuff, not just the spiritual stuff, not just the mental stuff, the physical stuff too, and I'll get to that. You're going to be so busy with that, plus your job, your friends, all that stuff. You're not going to have time to worry about what's going on with them. And that's the point I want to get you at. You're going to come along this journey with me? Feel free to make some comments in the under the video. And if this resonated with you, great. I want to hear it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, share it. If it didn't resonate, if it didn't resonate with you, then by all means go check out my other videos. Okay? And I'll see you soon.